Hi, welcome back to another packed lunch idea video. This week I'm going to share 4 different ideas for you, and they are for my 4 school kids. They're ages 9, 7, 5 and 4. Now I do always pack them similar type food, but I may present it slightly differently because obviously the 9-year-old may not appreciate what the 4-year-old will. And for our final Friday treat theme, we're going for unicorns, and that is because it was my daughter Lola's 7th birthday. So hopefully you do enjoy it. There's a playlist down below that you can check on out, but let's get into the video and see what we had. So this first lunch is actually for my 9-year-old son, so it's kept pretty normal and it's slightly larger because he does have guitar practice after school, so there's a little extra snack for him. But straight onto the savoury then, I've got some homemade sausage rolls, just 2 of those, and generally when we're making sausage rolls for dinner or we're batch cooking them, we make sure we make a few extras so we can pop them in the lunch boxes, but they only get them now and again and they just really enjoy them. Just to supplement the savoury then, I've went for some lightly salted crackers. And then here we've got strips of vegetables, so we've got cut up cucumber and sliced carrots. And then this probably looks like hummus, but it's actually just torn mozzarella, and that's his favourite cheese, and it just gets a little bit of dairy and protein for him. Then fruit wise, we nearly always have an apple every day in school, and then a banana just kept in his banana guard. Then on to the other fruit that we've got. I've just got some blueberries here, and I've kept it in this handy little container. This one is actually from Lidl. I just picked that up about a week ago, and it was £1.99. So basically you've got the bottom of the pot. I have popped some Greek yogurt with a tiny drizzle of honey in that, and it actually holds quite a lot. And then obviously you can just put the little section in there, and it's great for just keeping the fruit, or if you go for cereal for topping the yogurt separate. And the best thing about it is it's got the contained spoon on the inside, and then you just screw the lid on there, so it's really handy. Then as his extra snack for after school and after his guitar practice, just a small buttered pancake, halved, and then I've popped a few little treats in there. You can get them in the car even on the way home, but they're very small actually. A mini Kit Kat and a mini chocolate crunch, and I got those from America, so we've got big bags of those, and usually just one if they have an after school activity or something. And his napkin is an emoji that says messy, but anything that he doesn't eat is usually either the apple or the banana if he doesn't have time, and he can eat that when he gets home. So for the next lunch, this is actually the portion size for my 4 and 5-year-old. So again, everybody's eating more or less the same, but this is just what I dish up for their age group. So for our savoury, I'm actually serving it in this Poundland lunchbox, and this was actually just £2, and I do love it. I've used it a few times so far, and it seals very well and gives you just enough sections. So I do like it. It's not too fussy, and it's very easy for the kids to just keep things separate. So we have went for savoury wise. I've made some English muffin pizzas. They're really easy to do, and these go down a treat with my kids. Basically all I do is toast up some English muffins, so slice them in half, put them under the grill, and then I layer on some tomato paste. Now you could go for tomato puree. I actually make a mix up of reduced sugar, tomato ketchup, a little bit of passata and some tomato puree. I just find it's too acrid, so that way it tastes really delicious. Then I top it with either ham. In this instance I've done some pepperoni, not the spicy version, just quite a normal variation, and the kids love this one. So 3 pieces for the young boys, but the oldest 2, they will get 4, so a quarter each. And then in the little sections here, I've just put some raisins and also yogurt covered raisins as well. And then we've got 3 strawberries here, just full. I don't worry about choking on those because they know just to bite them, and I've put their picks in them as well. They tend to hold them by the picks and just eat up to that, whereas grapes, I make sure I chop them. Then other fruit then, I've got a little mandarin orange here, and for their age range I like to peel them. Obviously they're capable of peeling, but I just think that it takes so much of their time up. They're only getting about 15 minutes, and my boys are big eaters, I don't want them spending like minutes and minutes peeling an orange. So if it's there, they're going to all eat it. And then I've shown you before how I like to make my own jellies. So this is a raspberry jelly, and I've put whole raspberries into it as well. This is perfect if you've got a couple of those little crushed ones as well that nobody would want to really eat. So what I do is let the jelly slightly set before I put them in. Otherwise they're going to sink completely to the bottom. So just let it get a little bit of a set on, and then I pop the raisins in, or even raspberries in. And it's just one of those clip block lids, so make sure it doesn't spill over the lunches. And then the only other thing we have is, just in case they're peckish, these potato crisps. They do come in a little pack like this. I picked them up in the Asian supermarket, and they're quite a crunchy crisp. They're very similar to a Pringle, but just that little bit crunchier. And they just enjoy them. It's not like a full bag of crisps, and it's quite filling for them as well. So that's everything that the boys will have. And then I've went for a Lego serviette because they just love Lego at the minute. Okay, so today's lunch in the main section, again using the Systema lunchbox that I really like, and it divides up. You've got your savoury section, and then I actually fold that onto the top of this section, and you'd be surprised, but it actually keeps all the content really good together. So for the pasta, I made a hot lunch on the Saturday, so it's smoky bacon, tomato, sweet corn, and chopped up tomatoes throughout the pasta. And then I just obviously batched it up so that we could use leftovers for one lunch. So this is very filling, I find, so I don't need to go too over the top with extras. Then for the little sweet and savoury section here, we've got some chopped up green grapes, some blueberries, chopped up carrots. My boys think it's absolutely hilarious when I maybe mix it up, so put one of the opposite in each section, because they think I've made a mistake and they still haven't caught on that I'm doing it on purpose. And then just a few pretzels there as well in case they're snacky, a banana in their banana guard, and then for their tea break, a little buttered pancake that they'll have, and I like to keep that separate. And then their napkin today is Let's Avocado, and for their dairy or for their yogurt, we've just got a Frube, and they just find that very easy to open up, and it's just enough yogurt for some days when there's a fill-in lunch. And then for our final lunch, I've went for a loosely based unicorn theme. It is actually Lola's birthday. She'll be 7 that day. So I thought, we like to have a treat on a Friday, but we can go slightly over the top because it is our birthday. So any normal rules are slightly put to the side. The boys have had a little bit similar, but definitely she's got more treats. So for the savoury, we've used the Systema lunchbox system as usual. I've just cut out in the sandwich there a unicorn cookie cutter shape, and then dipped it side down with a few sprinkles on it. And then with these, I've just made sushi sandwiches, which is basically crusts off the bread, which is jam, fill in there, blackcurrant jam, rolled them up and put the little unicorn picks in. So that is really only equivalent to about 1.5 sandwiches. Any crusts, any leftovers, I put them into a Ziploc bag and use them as breadcrumbs, so they never ever go to waste. Then, though it's not very unicorn-like, I did want her to have some decent food. So we've went for a few Ritz crackers and then some ham rolled up with the little googly eye picks. Watermelon's one of her favourites, so we have went for that. Then on to the kind of dairy. I went for a plain Greek yogurt, and as you can see, we've got a mix of colours. So I did go for a pink and a blue food colouring, and I just give it a very light mix. I just wanted a little bit of a touch because it's definitely not something I want to have in lunch boxes. And then on the little floral picks, we've went for some blackberries and raspberries, and the lid will go on this, and again it's a little unicorn lunchbox. Now for the yogurt, she can dip her fruit in it, but also I've got this cute little unicorn holder here. This was originally in the bacon aisle in Asda, and it was filled with unicorn sprinkles, so I just emptied them out into another container, and I filled it with a kind of treat trail mix. So we have went for some pastel, cereal hoops, a few raisins, yogurt covered raisins. You could go to town and add whatever you fancy. Normally I do make the kids trail mix and it'll have a lot of different things, but we wanted a bit more treat, and she can just pop that onto her yogurt. And of course, it wouldn't be a birthday without a birthday cake or a cupcake. So I have just went for these little cupcakes and I added this little sugar top on as well in the shape of a unicorn. That is everything then for Lola's unicorn lunchbox for a Friday treat. So hopefully you enjoyed the ideas. Do give it a thumbs up if you did. Comment down below and let me know if there's any particular themes that you would like to see. Maybe some spooky ones for Halloween, and I will either share them again on a video or over on my Instagram stories for you. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.